Good morning, everyone. Well, day 2 on this job, and guess what? It's still raining. Rained last night. Had a bit of a break for a while, but yeah, raining this morning again. It held off long enough for me to do my pre-start and much needed teeth sharpening. The neighbouring property's been kind enough to let me use their hard stand area to park, because I actually got a bit stuck last night getting out because of all the rain we had yesterday from the place I parked. So I have to go and fix up a section of the neighbouring properties. The next neighbour, got to fix up his front area. Anyway, that's life out here in the when you're doing rural work. But I'll make sure I fix that up before I leave. But yeah, just been doing that maintenance, getting ready for the day. I'm going to do a lower section of this property because it's several acres, and the high end where I was last night is way too slippery after all this rain, so I'm not even going to attempt it. I'll let it dry out a little bit. I'll just show you where I've actually got again, the neighbour's been very kind to allow me to use his hard stand area here, but to get into where I have to go, I would have to cross another neighbour's property, and it's nicely mowed. So all I've got to do as a favour is to clear some brush, and then just the other side of where that power pole is there, as a fence, but the fence is taken down. So, and then I can go in and get into that stuff over there. So Lantana, long grass, there's a creek, a little gully creek in there, and probably more rocks. So that's day 2 is going to start here at the neighbour's place, and I'll do him a little favour and clean up this fence line area, and then get into the other guy's job. That'll save us a lot of time, actually. Anyway, that's day 2. First little video, bit of an update. I'll do some more during the day. Bye bye. didn't mention there's some plumbing in here. The guy's been having a bit of trouble with his water. He's been digging a few holes to try and find a water leak. And there's actually a water pipe in there, wherever that is, there's a white section in there. So I just got to climb over the top of that. But you can see with the excavator how you can do undulating surfaces just from sitting in one spot. And then, stuck on something. Tripod, I mean. Yeah, so I've got to come across this, which won't be a problem for the excavator, but it'll be a problem for me. And then we get into this. You'll see, yeah, just a few quick passes. It was a bit spindly, so it doesn't like getting chopped down, the spindly stuff, and I'll tidy that up when I come back for lunch. And the fence is down, so I can get in there. Well, I'll set this up so you can see a few things, and then I'll get about my day. So there's rocks in there. Lucky I sharpened my teeth this morning, but yeah, there's rocks. So. But I sharpen them in a way that the rocks don't affect it so much. They do, but they don't. This is what Lantana does. Goes from the ground. As soon as it finds a tree, it goes berserk because it's a vine. You can see it in there. So I'm going to get in and clear it out. But you'll see the rocks I've already encountered in there. Many. It doesn't take long to cut a path. Wet ground. Heavy grass, very undulating ground. You'll see here, like there's a drain there. There's like this vegetation in right in front of me here. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a pest. Brazilian black bean or something like that. It just throws down just layers and layers of biomass underneath itself as it falls on itself and grows up. It's really difficult to, not difficult, but it's a pain to cut. But we get through it. But you'll see all this biomass here. It's quite a thick bed of it there. It is wet too because it's raining. Anyway, I'll set you up here. Hopefully you can see me take down some of this Lantana, however you want to pronounce it. Set this tripod up over here and let you see the carnage that's about to happen. So, Lantana, terrible stuff. I'm waging a one-man war against it whenever I can. But have a look at this stuff. That's the root structure of it. It's in amongst the rocks. It's really hard for me to get it out, but I've definitely savaged it. Won't go back in a hurry. Going to be hard to get it all out of the trees, but you can see up in there. More to go. Hey, g'day. So after that time lapse, I'll show you the end result. They come up pretty good. Managed to get most of the vine out of the tree as well, because I always sweep from the tree line away, and it brings a lot of the vine down with it. So there you go. So even right through back there, I've done the same thing through there. That was all Lantana from this morning. But this was ground zero where I started off, where I had that wall of Lantana right up into the canopy. You'll see it's still up in there, some of it, but or a lot of it, but all the roots have been cut off, so it will die. And then that's where the excavators parked. That was, 6 foot high, 2 metre high, and better vegetation, which was Lantana and that other terrible plant, which I still yet to name. But yeah, FEMAC T9 and the Yanmar, couldn't have done it without them. I've still got a pile of biomass here to mulch down, but that's all that's been raked from up out of the trees and from the tree line all down. I'll mulch it as I go, but then I still rake down the hill and I'll put it in a windrow like this, and then I'll just mulch it down. And then I've still got to go down here, but I had to set myself up for stability, so I'll do a pass down through here so I'm stable and safe and not going to fall over. But it went down through here to where the neighbour mows, and yeah, come up all right. Come up all right. Still vines hanging out of the tree, but they'll die. So that's been my day. I had a bit of downtime today too. All the rocks in here, I smashed a tooth off, so I had to go and go back to my shed and get a new tooth and a new pin and a nut. But I worked my way through down to those white fences down there, white fence gate, whatever you want to call it. So work my way through here. It'll come up really nice, and then I've got to go over the gully and up into that area tomorrow. But that'll see me out for the rest of the day. So Dale from DNM Services. Dale from DNM Services signing out for today. It's the end of day 2 of this project. Nearing the end of the day, and yeah, I can taste the beer. Anyway, talk to you later.